Alright, so all in all, I'm really pleased with how the WJ did yesterday. Lift kit worked well, everything seemed good. There's just one issue I came across that I need to fix, and that's the skid plate that Rough Country includes for the transfer case. I came down on that when I was going over an obstacle.
Skid plate.
And it did its job and protected the transfer case, but when I looked at it afterwards, it also like bent slightly. This thing is only attached to the cross member by 4 screws on the front, and so it just like flexed up, and now it's kind of resting on the transfer case. So see if I can get a shot of that. So that's the skid plate I'm talking about. It's a nice thick skid plate, but the only place that actually attaches is right back here. And I don't know if you can actually see it in the shot or not, but there's actually a small gap at the bottom now because this part right here bent out where the screws go in, and it came up slightly. So I'm going to pull that off, and then I'm going to cut some pieces from the original skid plate, which came right here and came down and over, and so I'm going to cut a piece off of that and weld it onto there and make it stronger. But other than that, everything worked really well with this lift. WJ did fine, even did some light recovery duty when my buddy ZJ broke down.
You just dropped your drive shaft.
And we did get him off the trail, got everything fixed on it, and we drove both Jeeps home, so it was a good day. Okay, so there's a skid plate. You can see how it was rubbing on the transfer case right there and there. And there's what happened to it. I don't know if you can see it, but that, yeah, you can see that's bowed out right there by the those bottom bolt holes. So, yeah, it's easy to put on and off, but it just doesn't really have the strength that it needs because it's just holding on those. And I didn't even come down that hard. I didn't think I did, but you know, I came down, hit a rock. Yeah, you can see on the inside too, it's pushed out. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to see if I can pound those flat again or something. And then I'm gonna put some extra bracing coming off the sides, because that's the problem, is it's just a big lever, you know. It's only on here, and so any hits back here are naturally gonna wanna, that's a lot of force, so it really needs some bracing. I'm thinking maybe just one brace, because the stock one came from just the one side rail is like a triangle. Basically came like this and braced in like that. And so if I put that stock piece, I'm gonna cut it and weld onto the edge here. That might give me enough. We'll find out. If not, then I might need something on this side too. Eventually I'd like to do like a, you know, a belly pan or something, but for now I'm just gonna modify this and make it work. Okay, so what I did here is I took some little pieces I had previously, actually, holes I cut out of my frame, and they're not the best metal, but you know, it's like 1/8 inch thick, it'll do. And I just took them, and welded them over these holes, the bottom holes, just to provide a little extra structure there, because that's where it pulled out. And then I need to drill the hole out to be, you know, big enough for the bolt to fit through. But that should provide me a little extra support there, hopefully. And then I'm also going to continue on. That's hot. Continue on and weld my support on the side. It's hot. Alright, so it's in. Here's the extra addition that I made. This piece right here comes across, goes out to the frame rail. So the problem I have is it doesn't quite line up with the frame rail. See that big gap right there? So I need to like bend this piece up somehow, but that's not going to be easy because, you know, all these bends in here. So it didn't quite get lined up exactly how I wanted it to be. It's hard to do when you're trying to get it in there. This bolt is in the hole. There's 2 holes where the original cross member went in. It's in there, but it's not exactly like, you know, there's space. So that's not how I want it. And this, you know, my original plan was to cut that off flush too, but I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But what I need to do is I need to like beat this with a big hammer or something and get that up. But the problem is I want to be careful because I don't want to bend this up. You know, I don't want to pull that up because that was the whole point, was so that this was up higher. Or not up higher, but, you know, had more support, which it does. And it's sitting on the frame in the front, so I mean, I think it's got support. I gotta think about that and figure it out.